Man, C-Dub drafting from the nice backyard pit. Don drafting from the stoop. What else?
Oh man!
Y'all wow, bro.
Wow, man.
Welcome in a free game. I'm here with my brothers, some of closest people to my heart. But we here for one thing and one thing only. We here to draft. We're here to talk fantasy football. NFL is coming up this Thursday. Bucks, Cowboys. But before we get to that, we felt as a free game host and some of our close friends who gonna filter in the show when it's live, when we do live podcasts together, when we do them on Zoom. We want to do an actual league. So we put a little chat on it, and we're going to push through and do an actual live NFL draft with some of my fellas. Fellas, how y'all feeling, man? Talk to me. How you feeling on this glorious Sunday?
Good, man.
Let's get it.
It's a good day for free bread.
Got put on my hood like I'm Anakin Skywalker. You feel me?
Man, that's how you feeling, huh? All right. So
I'm feeling good. Back into the draft, you know. Usually when I'm in the draft, I'm usually running the league, no matter how the picks go,
Delusional. Okay. Fellas, I appreciate everybody coming out. With our first pick, one of our hosts, Jawan, didn't. He has the first pick in the draft. Jawan, man, how you feeling? You got a minute till you got a draft. Talk to us. How you feel having that illustrious first pick? The first person that's going to be taking in this 2021 free game draft.
Y'all hear me?
Free game producer. Yes, we hear you now, my man. You back in the groove. You got about 30 seconds before you got to pick this first pick, man. Where you leaning towards, man? Talk to us.
I ain't gonna lie, y'all already know where I'm going with that first pick. The guy that can go in the air and on the ground. He was a leader a year ago, but had some injuries last year. I'm gonna go CMC.
All right, Christian McCaffrey, man. Hey, man, we talk about Christian McCaffrey, Mose. What kind of back do you really expect him to be year in and year out? Not only as a real GM and an NFL head coach, but also as a fantasy owner. What do you expect from him?
Man, CMC, he played about 6 games last year, but he averaged 30 points a game. I mean, this is a guy who's head and shoulders above anyone else on the board. So you just got to respect. He's the number one. I have no concerns about any injuries. I took him number one overall in my dynasty league. So I think he's here to stay. And as Pat Bev would say, the next 5 years are mine.
There we go. All right, so check it out. While we were having some commentary and giving a little banter about CMC, Chevy, one of our other free game hosts who will be joining us as soon as he can get in, he went and got Derrick Henry, the king, out in Tennessee with the number 2 overall pick. But Coach Don, where you at? Check it out, man. You on the clock. I've been hearing rumors. I don't know. Me and Dub been talking. Maybe me and Meech been talking. But somebody said you might go Brady at the third pick. Talk to us, man. Is that where you going, Don?
I was definitely thinking about doing that.
Tell us a little bit more why you're thinking about going Brady in about a minute, my man. Name of the team is Brady Heroes.
That's my dog, man. So, yeah, I'm just going to pull it.
No! Hey, make sure he pays, man. Make sure he pays. That's crazy.
Somebody ain't do no research.
That money.
Oh.
Somebody ain't do some research.
Wow.
You got to make sure your team name is justified.
Just so y'all know, though, man, Don been rocking with Brady since I knew
since I've known him too, yeah.
You've been putting money on that, man. Hey, you got to get to know Brady or something, man. You got to meet him in person or something.
Word is Don went to a Tom Brady summer camp. I don't know if y'all heard about that. But back when he was QB for, what is that, Herschel, bro? Y'all don't know about Coach Don being in that camp.
All right, Don, you went third, man. I got a minute until I got to pick. I'm on the clock next. But Don, talk to us about why you went Brady for real and to wrap it up in about like 10, 15 seconds. Why Brady first round in fantasy?
I don't want nobody else to get him.
hey, man, simply put. All right, man. So, I'm a Chicago man, Chicago kid at the end of the day, but I rock that green and gold Packer all the way, man. But there's one running back that I got to go with. It only makes sense. I don't care if he sits in the same division. Each year he's going to give my Packers about 150 on the ground. He'll give about 100 receiving. He gonna get multiple touchdowns. I gotta go Dalvin Cook, man. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I gotta go Dalvin Cook. So that's where I'm gonna go at. And then we got a close friend of the chat. He is drafting at the 5th pick. But fellas, right now, Dub, talk to me. With all the remaining players left, if you were sitting at number 5, where would you draft and why?
I feel like Alvin Kamara because of the ground potential, but also the hands. But I'm also worried about, the transition with Breeze to Winston, wondering if translate with Winston try to run a lot. So that's something to think about, but it ain't Taysom Hill, so it still leaves, Alvin Kamara some room to really do his thing. But he's a catch-all. He's a McCaffrey type of back.
So as we're speaking about AK being that dual back, that back that you can depend on 3 downs and for him to go get it out the air as well, he went and picked Travis Kelce. He went tight end. Jared, I gotta have you jump in. The man went tight end with the 5th pick overall.
Y'all done
What
messed
kind of
up.
draft we got going on right now, man? What's going on?
What is going on? I thought I was gonna be choosing between the scraps of Saquon Barkley and Ezekiel Elliott. All injury squad. But y'all left me Alvin Kamara at 6.
That's a steal.
That's a steal. I ain't gonna lie, Chuck. You got a steal too. That 3.
Yeah, I always felt that every draft it should be CMC, Dalvin Cook, the great white running back, the great black running back.
Just like that.
Getting at it. I did not expect this.
I will say that Devontae Adams still sitting there is tempting. He's going to be the number 1 overall wide receiver, no doubt. In a PPR league, you got to look at that. But Alvin Kamara has played 60 games in his career. He scores 60 touchdowns. He scores a touchdown a game, which is unheard of. Now, that production is with Drew Brees. We've got a downgrade to Jameis Winston, but who else is on that offense? Nobody. Give me Alvin Kamara.
AK has been drafted to the Illinois legend himself, Jerry Hammernick. Now we're next up. Fire Pit Poppy, man. This Champagne Poppy dropped his album this past weekend. And it inspired one of our boys, who was listening to the OVO Genius. And we've known Duff for a while. He do his thing on the rap scene, and he make it happen. But he also got a fire pit in his backyard, and it's humble above. Yeah, he's from Cleveland, man. And you being in that Cleveland got a good year coming up. We think the Browns gonna be good. Just on the actual football front. But who's gonna be your first draft pick?
I'm really torn between Aaron Jones and Nick Chubb right now. I love Aaron Jones' game. I've had him on my rosters the last 3-4 years. Nick Chubb picked him up off the wire a few years ago. Aaron Jones has the hands, but Nick Chubb, the second half of the season, showed he has hands as well. I'm a boy from Cleveland, and it's the best O-line in the league, so I'm going to go Nick Chubb.
Thoughts, reactions. I'll talk about it. Talk about the Nick Chubb pick from the Cleveland guy himself. Talk about it.
Had to.
I like the Nick Chubb pick. He might just lead the league in rushing.
He might.
So that's a good thing.
Dylan is suspect. I mean, he's there to take some yardage from my man's Aaron.
I respect the pick. The only thing I'm worried about is Kareem Hunt.
Right, that's the only thing. That's the only bad thing. He got to share carries with Kareem. That's the only thing.
That's true.
Down back.
My young bull, my brother, one of the other free game hosts, one of the free game brains, one of the guys who helped instruct and put this piece of art together we call free game. Odell, my boy, first NFL fantasy league draft. You said you coming out as rookie of the year. You said you need the ring. You say you want to prove everybody wrong. You from the draft, man. What you do right now sets the tone. But if we believe in you know what you're doing, or if you out here blowing free smoke, talk to us, Maya. Talk to us, my man. Who you thinking about going with?
Well, as y'all see, I got basketball stuff behind me. So I don't know nothing about the NFL. So this is going to force me to watch it and be consistent with it. But I've been doing some research. And my first pick going to be Aaron Jones, man, from the Packers, man. Running back.
That's fire. Michi, how you feel about that, my man?
You know, that's not a bad pick. You know, definitely was on my radar, especially playing with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is already a beast in the air. I mean, that just opened up the running game for sure. Definitely going to be a dangerous offense, and just see him get more touches this upcoming year. It's going to look good.
Mr. Timlin, Mose, our brother.
I'm on it. I'm excited to be back in the league. Let me open
Yes,
up my
sir.
summer shandy.
Okay.
Open that up.
Got you some live bases on the
As a
side.
salute to the end of
That's
the
not a blue
summer.
moon.
Okay.
I just want to say I'm happy to celebrate the ending with my brothers here in this fantasy draft. This draft has been so wild. Like, I feel like I'm in an ESPN free league right now. Like, y'all know we're paying to play, right? Like, I just want to, like, I'm really for real just going to get a clear vase and just take all the winnings and ones and just fill the vase with all the ones. And I'm just going to put that in the corner for my friends, the other friends to see. Like, yeah, that's just my fantasy football winnings right there.
I mean, to get Brady and to get Kelsey in the first 8 picks is
like, I feel like I'm about to get a free stimulus check right now. Like, this is just too good, bro. So I'll just go to the commentary because I do have my eye on a few people. I see a home run with Saquon still on the board. Okay. I see the number 1 receiver, as Jared had pointed out. But I'm gonna go with a safe pick just because it's round 1. The conventional wisdom is you can't win your league in round 1, but you can certainly lose it. So I'm gonna go with the great value pick, and I'm actually gonna go Austin Eckler. I think Austin Eckler is like a baby CMC. He catches about 6-7 balls a game. He can rush for over 1,000 yards. And him and Herbert were lights out last year, excuse me. So I really like the value I get in Austin Eckler.
So rookie phenom quarterback who's coming into a sophomore year, you want to rely on your running back a lot. You know, you know defense is going to pick up on what you do, what you've done the previous year for those 16 weeks. Now you want to be able to have not just a reliable running back to hand it off to, but a guy that's going to catch the ball and give you some yak as well. That's a shocking one. I saw Dove's face. Dove, if you want to comment real quick, and then we're going to let Meech get in because this is his actual pick. Comment on that Austin Eckler pick real quick.
Moses, no, I respect him in the game. We talk a lot off the record about fantasy. I don't know about that.
We'll get back to it. Meech, you on the clock, my man.
Devontae.
Okay. So, Meech, will you go Devontae? You are a Bears fan. Through and through. We argue all the time. We go head to head. We talk that talk about Bears Packers. Are you, my man, from the draft, Devontae Adams? Or did I hear you going Justin Fields round 1? Just do it. Do it.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Nah, not round. I don't know, man. That's tough. You know, you got to compete in a league like this. You know, you guys know what you're doing. I feel like this person I'm finna pick have a chip on his shoulder. He has something to prove this year, especially what happened last year with their team. I mean, I feel like they O-line is healthy. He's healthy. It's nothing else he can really do but to perform. And, you know, I'm going to go with Ezekiel Elliott.
Big Zeke, man. The
Big
crop
Zeke.
top shawty. Mose, I see you trying to jump in. And Jawan, I want to hear from you real quick. Know that Meech goes back-to-back in this snake draft. So he was the last pick in the first round. Now he's the first pick in the second round. Mose, let's have you jump in real quick. And then Jawan, you come right after him to talk about Meech drafting your boy, Big Zeke.
I was just going to say Zeke killed me last year. I mean, what a heartbreaker. That's a tough one. I think my man's been watching Hard Knocks a little too much, and he just been drinking the Kool-Aid with that one.
I ain't gonna lie. Zeke actually looked pretty good this year. Like he slimmed down a little bit. He back in shape. He actually like he just came out of college when he came out of college. So
he lost 20 pounds.
Yeah, he looking great. So it might be a bounce back year for him. It's been 2 years, I think, since he been that Zeke himself, but it might be a good year for him.
So Meech, let me jump back in real quick. Back-to-back picks. Typically, if you can get a good running back at 10, most league managers go running back again in that first pick in the second round. And you could possibly go Saquon Barkley.
Right.
You can get 2 running backs from the same division.
Right.
New York Giants,
Mm-hmm.
Dallas Cowboys,
Mm-hmm.
where they're going to rely on a lot of running going north and south. pushing through the tackles with two pretty strong guys. You got 30 seconds, man. Are you gonna double up on your running back and you gonna put your team in their hands to carry, or you gonna switch it up on us and you probably go Justin Fields this one, right? Like you got Andy Dalton, like Allen Robinson. Like, where do you go? You got 20 seconds. Talk to us, man.
Chuck say he know it's coming.
All right, man. Look, you know what's coming. I gotta go with the MVP of the league. It's gonna be a tough one. I got like 10 seconds. I'm really thinking about this one, but I'm gonna hate this pick. But I'm gonna go with Aaron Rodgers' first one. I feel like he's gonna be that first. I hate him. I hate his game.
Wow.
He's a great one. But he got a line. Man, I think he's gonna do a great year. Except on the Bears, that's when he's gonna have a bad year. But I feel like he's gonna go in, kill it, straight the league, MVP this year.
So back-to-back MVP for Aaron Rodgers is what the Bears fan is saying. I'm just going to be quiet on this one. I'm going to let y'all jump in. I've never wanted to hear such words uttered from a guy in my life. But you know what? Y'all talk about it. And wow, leading it off, we know that Moses will have this next pick. But y'all talk about that Aaron Rodgers first pick of the second round, first quarterback taken this early. Well, not first quarterback taken because Tom Brady was taken.
That was a nice pick. A little bit too high for me still for quarterbacks, but nice pick though.
No, it's not a nice pick.
It's not a nice pick, bro. That is not a nice pick.
It's not even a top 5 QB this year. Oh man, that is. Hey, just please pay, man. That's all I ask, bro.
Like if we really being serious out here, if you name the quarterbacks, who name really pops up? You know what I'm saying? Like
Patrick Mahomes,
Kyler Murray, Josh Allen.
Okay.
And Russ. I mean,
you came
come
here
on.
talking about you.
Bro, you could have had Aaron Rodgers.
Look. I'm wearing the Bears hat. Look, man. I know when it's the truth, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, man.
You came.
I despise of him easy, like
that, man.
Wow.
Listen,
you better prepay.
Look.
20 seconds more.
Let me just say, I have premeditated this because I'm gonna hit a home run. And my home run pick, I'm gonna do it for everyone. I'm gonna take Saquon off the board. Because Saquon, a healthy Saquon, honestly, is better than CMC. I know that's wild, but
I agree.
We're talking about the blueprint for CMC operating offense came from Saquon. So I just need a healthy Saquon, and I'll stop there.
Healthy. That's one of the key things with him, man. The guy is obviously, you see his quads, like you see his legs, like his tree trunks. The man is athletically fit. But he's had some injury problems his first couple of years, man. But we know when he's healthy, he's hurling over everybody. He's running through people. He's a machine. So if Saquon's healthy, that could be a good pick for Mose. Young Bull, you back at it. You pick Aaron Jones. You pick my boy. A couple of my boys have went early, except Devontae. But we'll get to that. Maybe you doubling up on something right now. Maybe you get you two guys from the same team. Maybe Young Bull cash in. Tell us what some of your research has been telling you where you should go in the second round.
My research, man, it's been telling me to go running backs first, man. So, because everybody want to do the wide receivers, things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead, go with the rookie, Najee Harris, man, for my second pick.
The Steelers, okay.
Okay.
That's a great pick.
So let me pick.
Bro.
There you go.
Hey, you've been doing some research. Good pick, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
So his backfield is Najee Harris, Bama back, who get down how he get down. He's pairing with Aaron Jones. Next on the clock, Cleveland.
That's a fantastic pick. It really makes my job hard because that's who I wanted to go with. But I feel like I have to go Devontae Adams or DK Metcalf at this point. And I'm going to go with Devontae Adams.
So Dub essentially has he has two guys that can finish top in fantasy. Two guys that can finish the top of the board in fantasy in their respective positions. With Nick Chubb, who can take a lot of carries per game each and every week. And the guy in Devontae who has Aaron Jones, Jesus. Aaron Rodgers throwing to him every rip. So that's a good one right there. I think that's a good 1-2 punch for you to have as a fantasy owner going in each week. Jared, you're on the clock. We've had
Can we
some
talk
wild
about
picks.
that last dance photo real quick that Devontae and Rogers both posted? I mean, talk about revenge tour. That's not just playing out your contract. That's talking about we're going to torch everybody, then leave Green Bay. So I love it.
Yep.
We'll get to that, man. It's so much speculation of they leave, he leaving, this person leaving. We're going to get into that. We're going to have y'all on more up-and-coming shows. Again, thank you for watching Free Game, where we are doing a fantasy football draft with some of my closest friends and all of the hosts here at Free Game Podcast. You can find us on all social media handles and on YouTube as well. Jared, you're on the clock. And in the first round, you went AK. AK fell to you at pick 6. Pick 6, AK fell to you. Now you're on the clock with 30 seconds to go. Another running back, maybe a receiver. Are you in the point of maybe I should get a quarterback and just jump on the bandwagon? And what should you do, Jared, right now at this pick?
I was not expecting the early run on late round quarterbacks, but it came and it went. I really feel like I'm drafting the ultimate boom or bust team. I need the cheetah himself, Mr. Tyreek Hill. Let's go.
Cheetah.
Comments about that?
That's a
go
deadly
again.
lineup right there. That's a good pick.
That's a nice first 2 picks, bro.
Right. I like it.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
I'm either scoring 150 a week or 52.
I'm a fan of the pick.
It's gonna be real deadly or real light.
All right,
Did he ever
so
go against you same boat yet? Not yet?
Deadly or dead.
So in our draft, we just had another one of our close friends at the draft, and he went Stephen Diggs, who's had a revitalized career in Buffalo. I think I still believe he was. I liked him in Minnesota as well. Now, Jared, you can attest to that as well. I liked him in Minnesota, but something with him and Josh Allen just seems fun. It seems like they're having fun playing football in Buffalo. So I think that was a good pick for him. I will look at him as a number 2 receiver on the board. That's just me. That's how I will look at Stephen Diggs. But now I am up at the 7th pick in the 2nd round. And a lot of people that I wanted, I thought you guys were going to pick some Patrick Mahomes. Maybe you would have went Josh Allen early. Somebody who did some slippery. So Devontae could have fell a little bit to me. I'm at a place where I don't really know where I want to go. I like DeAndre Hopkins. I think he's still the man, but he has injury problems. And will Kyler Murray be there? Should I go another running back as well? Calvin Ridley's an amazing receiver. So I'm in a place where, like, who should I trust in to be my number 1 receiver? Or do I go another running back? And I've looked through this a few times. And I wanted to go Justin Jefferson, but I didn't know if I want to pair him up with Dalvin each and every week as my number 1 positions at both of the running back and wide receiver. So I'm going to go ahead and take a risk and hope he has an amazing year. This man's a freak athlete. I'm going to go DK Metcalf. I'm going to pair him up with Dalvin Cook and see what we can do there. Next on the clock is Don. Coach, you a basketball guy, but you make a lot of money in the football season because you ride with Brady. What are you going to do now that you can't draft Brady 10 more times? Talk to us, Don.
Yeah, me being new to this whole fantasy football thing, man, I'm just gonna go with the numbers. I'm gonna go Taylor, man. He had a really solid year for fantasy football last year, it seems like. So I'm gonna see what he do for me this year.
Jonathan Taylor
from the Colts. Good pick,
Indianapolis Colts. That's a good pick. I like that. Especially with Carson Wentz having this freak broken bone in his foot that happened in high school, to where they just found out a couple weeks ago that it was floating around messing up and caused infection. And he got surgery. Then it was told he wouldn't be back on the field for about another 8 weeks. And then he just magically showed up 4 weeks early. And it was just strutting around the field doing some light workouts. So that'd be really pretty big and pretty good for Carson Wentz to be able to just hand that ball off to Jonathan Taylor. How do some of you other guys feel while Chevy will pick? Chevy's on the clock. Hopefully we can get him to join in on our Free Game fantasy football live draft. via Zoom with the guys, and while we're waiting on this pick, oh wow, he actually picked. He went Josh Jacobs of the Raiders. Let's talk about that real quick. He went Josh Jacobs of the Raiders. How y'all feel about that?
I'm worried
I don't
about
like that
Josh
pick.
this year, man.
Yeah, I don't like that pick. He got to
He got
share with
Kendrick King and Drake.
yeah, and they O-line not that good.
Yeah,
I'm worried about
I
Chevy's
agree.
well-being. Is Chevy okay?
Let's read
That
some
sounds
of the
like
chat
he
to the
all right.
fans.
But
Let's read
but
some
I
of the chat
like.
to the fans. Mo say,
I mean,
Chevy,
I like
you
Josh though.
sober?
They said
I like
they said
Josh.
Chevy at the CVS picnic.
Right.
I like him as a player.
Josh is one of the
I like him as a
strongest
player.
running back. He's one of the strongest running backs. I actually like him, but that O-line sucks, so I don't
Right.
Yeah,
see it going
like him as a
anywhere.
player.
Yeah, I do like him as a player. Yes.
I will say, jumping back a pick to Jonathan Taylor, it's not a sexy pick, but he's got a high floor, decent ceiling. Coach Don, I think that's a solid pick.
Brady and Jonathan Taylor is a solid pick, and then Chevy as well. He went ahead and went with getting Josh Jacobs, who's going to be running around, and was supposed to be a beautiful stadium. I believe SummerSlam was just there at the Raider Stadium. Heard that stadium is beautiful, so he's got bright lights to run up under there in Vegas. Well, people are probably going to come and be rowdy as ever, but we're gonna see Chevy. We need you to join in, man. I need to hear some Chevy and Mo's commentary back and forth. But on the clock right now, Jawan, what you gonna do, man? Who you gonna pair up with that number 1 overall pick?
I ain't gonna lie, this is a pick I really like. One of my sleeper picks for real. I did a lot of research on this guy. He was a rookie last year. This is his second year. With the Redskins, Antonio Gibson.
Okay.
Great
He
pick.
got it.
The Washington football team. The Washington football team.
Great pick. That was a good pick. That was my next pick for sure. But that was a great pick.
Yo.
Hey, welcome in. One of our free game hosts, Chevy. He is in the building, joining our fantasy football live draft. We filled the house, packed the house out.
What it do, baby?
Hey, Chef, you want to change your name for us?
Nah, G, you gonna have to rock out with my girl name, man. We already know what's going on, man. I don't got time for all that, man. Y'all got a problem with it, man? We in 2021, man. I'm my pronoun is they today, I guess. All right?
Oh, he off the Hennessy.
My pronoun they today, all right?
They got Hennessy.
That's what we doing, all right?
Oh, no.
Nah, check it. I went to a day party, man, off the called the Big Sheets, man. It was basically a blue motherfucker, man. That motherfucker got me fucked up, you feel me? But yeah, let's get it though. Hey, Mose, stop tweaking on Josh. You feel me? Stop tweaking on my boy, bro.
Chev, you my boy, bro. Bro, Chev, you know we're in the 3rd round, right? You just took Josh Jacobs in the 2nd, bro. I was just worried about your well-being. I was like, I hope my man's not driving.
It's strategy, bro. It's strategy, bro. Watch my 3rd pick. Watch my 3rd pick. All right.
So Jawan's back to back. Now we're in the 3rd round. We want to see what Jawan's gonna go. We got about 15 seconds, and we're gonna see you're gonna pair up with CMC. Your running backs are filled up. So where do you go now in terms of, are you gonna go receiver, quarterback? 5 seconds to pick. Let's see what Jawan Denton is going to go with his 3rd
I got
pick.
that man. Number 1 receiver in the league to me.
DeAndre Hopkins, man. Mr. Hands.
DeAndre Hopkins, not bad. That's not bad.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. How y'all feel about that pick right there? While Chevy ponders on his 3rd pick in our free game.
Pick, man. That was my pick.
I want to say
bro.
Yeah. I just want to say word is out of the Arizona training camp is that D-Hop is really opening up the playbook. So last year he didn't get a full preseason in with Kyler. So this year he's really ramping up what he can do.
And did they bring Fitz back or not?
He's still debating retirement.
Yeah, I seen they got the young guy, Rondale Moore. I really like him. But I think this year for D-Hop gonna be a big year, like a huge year, because they ain't had an offseason last year. That's why I really picked him.
Right.
That's a big pick. That's a reliable receiver. I think in the last 5 years, maybe even more, you've never left D-Hop out of your top 5 receivers. If you did, you probably was drunk. Because he could win any and every quarterback. He did it with some of the top quarterbacks. He did it with some of the construction working quarterbacks. He did it with some of the replacement quarterbacks. It don't matter who his quarterback was. You throw it up there, he went and got it, man. Good pick. I like that D-Hop pick. Chevy, you lit. Your name of your team is Too Sexy for My. That's the name of his team.
Hey, I'm about to, hey.
So he's a little hot right now. Who you gonna pair up with the picks that you have picked so far?
Man, you know, this kind of tough, man, because I feel like the wide was oh my bad. I'm slurring, my guys. But the wide receiver position, it's such an iffy position. You know, like quarterbacks got to get the ball to these guys, and if you ain't a top quarterback, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Chef, 10 seconds though. 10 seconds.
Yeah, but check it. Boom.
Oh,
Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Keaton Allen.
Yeah, Justin Hubert, whatever your last name, boy. Yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Any other more comments? Any more comments on that Keenan Allen pick out with the
Mr.
Chargers?
Footwork. That's Mr. Footwork.
Yep.
And that's Mr. Low-Key Yak. That's Mr. Yak on the low.
Yep.
Justin Herbert's the real deal. He might throw for 5,000 yards this year.
Oh,
That's crazy.
that's possible. That's definitely doable.
Hey,
Got all
hey
season.
now.
Don, coach, you back on the stand. You back up to the plate. We gonna see what you gonna do, man. I'm still not over Tom Brady that early, but it's like for you used to the Tom Brady hate. Whenever Tom Brady get hated on going somewhere where he's supposed to go or doing something he ain't supposed to do, he always shine. Who are you finna pair up with not only Tom Brady, but with Jonathan Taylor from the Indianapolis Colts? What's your next pick? You got a minute. You on the clock. Talk to us, coach.
I'm thinking about going Clyde Edwards here, but
Edwards.
yeah, but let me see.
This one gets tricky. With some of the big name guys, they got them projected a little lower. Some guys that you really don't know about if you really ain't watching the ins and outs of the league. You know what they gonna do, who they play against. But Don, you got under 15 seconds to make a pick. Study long, study wrong. Where you gonna go? Calvin Ridley. How y'all feel about that?
He made the right pick. There's a huge target share left when Theo went to the Titans. So I think he made the right pick, not gonna lie.
I like the pick, but the reason why I didn't pick really is because the Falcons offense gonna be kind of up and down this season, I feel like. And I don't know if he's gonna have the same production being the flat out number one receiver. I don't know.
I don't know if he's ready for the double teams.
Yeah, like that's, you know what I'm saying. He was already getting them, but now he's gonna be the main focus for the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? So
they do got Kyle Pitts though.
I ain't gonna lie.
Pitts.
Yeah, Kyle Pitts is nice. I ain't gonna lie. I think
like check it out. Kyle Pitts, a dog. Don't get me wrong, and college. Like
yeah, that's a big guy.
They saying he that guy. They saying he legit.
NFL, we all know that.
And in Chevy's defense, on that point, you don't see a lot of rookie tight ends popping off like that. Usually a second year, third year.
Third, you feel me? They got to build up.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we're gonna move on to the next pick. Well, I'm slated to draft fourth in the third round. I got DK as my number one receiver. And when I think of DK, I think of a close friend of his, Jawan. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody that was in the trenches with him before. Somebody that's built like him. Me and Jared went toe-to-toe arguing about this last season. Who was better, DK or A.J. Brown? I'm going with his old homie. Give me A.J. Brown from the Tennessee Titans. Big guy, for sure feet, for sure hands. And him and Julio playing together. This is when Ryan Tannehill get to have the best season he should ever have. You got a guy who's going to run it out the backfield and Derrick King Henry, who takes 7 to 8 in the box. You got two playmakers on the outside. I'm going to go with Big Brown. How y'all feel about that pick in the third round for myself?
I feel like you got a front row seat to proving me correct.
Explain, Mr. Hammernick. Explain.
We already know that DK Metcalf is that guy. Now you got both of them on the squad. That's a nice
Front row seat. You're right. Yeah, we can revisit that later on this season. I need them both to show me wrong. I need 1,400 yards for both of them this year. Next up, a close friend of ours again for the Free Game podcast. One of our homies, Damo, is picking. But let's talk about some of these other picks that's out there before he picks. And I'm going to be on Jared, the Illinois legend, to pick right after.
Picked.
Who picked already?
He took Joe Mixon.
Oh, wow. He picked Joe Mixon. Sorry about that. I didn't see that. How y'all feel about that? Joe is iffy for me. It's iffy for me.
I like Joe. We got to see what Joe Burrow.
Hey, one thing about Joe though, he's solid. He gonna at least give you 15 points a game. So that's a nice flex pickup. Also, you know what I'm saying? I throw him in the flex.
I got to see how Joe Burrow come back from an injury because they ain't gonna do nothing but pile the boxes. You feel me?
Hey, look, I feel like Joe Burrow gonna come out slinging like he did last year. I actually got them beat.
I heard he in camp. I heard he hesitant for playing with the knee in camp. That's what I heard about in the reports.
Hey, you never know, man.
That's a scary way to end your rookie season, man. So
It
early.
is.
What did he tell you?
Everybody else is shining. Everybody else getting a chance, and you come out of the smoking the cigars. You done ran it through Tiger County.
Hey, Jared's got 13 seconds.
Oh, 13 seconds. You're absolutely right, Jared. You on the clock. I see you studying over there. Who you finna go with, my man? Oh,
I
would
don't
you
mind.
like to explain why you went that pick as it comes in?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. He was universally discarded as a bust after last year because he was picked in the first round on average, I believe around pick 6 or 7. He finished as a number 12 running back, and I just got him in the 3rd round. Second-year running back, Andy Reid offense. Give me that.
Give me that.
No,
I see some dislike in some people's faces. Let's talk about it and let's give Dub the last 30 seconds, 45 seconds to explain who he's probably going to pick. Let's talk about that pick real quick if anybody wants to jump in.
No, that's all I'm gonna say. Is no.
I like it. I like it. He had to share carries.
My stance on running backs, you go up, you don't go down. So when you going down after year 1, that's not a good sign.
But look though,
Andy Reid made Charkandrick West a thing, bro.
Right, and he had to share carries with Le'Veon Bell and Williams last year. And
He
both
did.
of them
He did that same carries. What are you talking about? Dude ain't get that many reps, bro. Dude,
I think every injury played a
Who is
part.
Charkandrick West? Real quick, who's Charkandrick West?
Look, running backs always come in the game and do something crazy for 1 year. We always get them stories.
Fire pit pop.
I ain't gonna lie.
30 seconds on the board. 30 seconds on the board.
He's nice, Chef. He was nice. He's nice out of LSU, Chef. He's nice. He
I'm not
was a
saying
big
he
part of
wasn't.
that team.
Hey, bro, check it out. College and NFL is big game difference. I'm sorry. It's just a big
That's how I
game.
go.
You can chill with Josh Jacobs. I'm taking Clyde. That's cool.
Dub, real quick. You picked up the
zone.
wide receiver from the Chicago Bears, Allen Robinson. And me being a Packer fan, I will say I appreciate Allen Robinson. I will say that guy is a for sure number 1. He has proven that. He's ready to ball. Tell us why you went with Allen Robinson, Dub.
Consistency is key. And I think when Fields get in there, finally, it's going to be real. And you know Dalton's going to sling it too. So I ain't worried about his production at all.
It's a good pick. That's a good pick, I will say. I think he's just going to get it, regardless if it's the Red Rocket, if it's Justin Fields. Regardless of who's sitting up under center, I feel that Allen is a go-getter. I think he's a true baller. There's no hate over here from this Packer fan for Allen Robinson. Odell, my boy, you said you're going to shock the world. I think we're going to make it a thing to every week that Maya beats somebody. It's got to be a troll because he is the least educated in terms of just football. He knows all sports. The man will go back and forth with you about basketball until you want to punch him. But football, he don't know much about. That means if he beats you on a weekly basis, this man is a mastermind. Bill Gates, Elon Musk. That's what this man is. Maya, who you going with in these last 30 seconds? Who you picking, my man?
I'm going with Big Boy Holmes. What that man Quavo said, Big Boy Holmes. Mahomes, he on his revenge season, man. Get his little joint back, man.
Let's chime in on it, man. Before Mose have to pick.
That was my next pick.
Okay.
I thought about it for this pick. Good pick, man.
Anybody else want to comment on the young bull Team Odell Wayne getting Patrick Mahomes?
Hey, good luck, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man. Good luck.
It's still too early for me on quarterbacks. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
But we know that quarterback is going to be consistent. But Mose, go ahead, jump in, talk to us before you go in and give us a little preview of who you're going to select in this third round.
I know who Mo's about to pick.
Well, I want to just thank everyone. It's still a buffet for me. I got good options everywhere, so I feel like I can go ahead and get whatever I want right now. Come back, it'll still be there.
Mm-hmm.
I did not expect this guy who I'm about to take to still be here. I think a lot of people slept on him. I know in a few leagues I was in last year, he didn't get picked up off the waiver until week 4, where his numbers were just jumping off. I think we're talking about someone who's really going to show that they're a fringe top 5 wide receiver. I'm going Justin Jefferson. I think it's time to see JJ.
The best wide receiver. And
we're talking about, I'm thinking 12 TDs this year. I think he's really going to do it and put himself and really solidify himself moving forward.
So it's so much hype on Adam Thielen every year. Adam Thielen gets so much hype. And I'm not saying he's not a good receiver. Some people consider him a great receiver. But Justin Jefferson is a young, exciting receiver. The man had 1,400 yards last year. 1,400 yards. I think he had like 7 or 8 touchdowns. He didn't have as many touchdowns. But I do see more of a touchdown increase this year with Kirk throwing it up. If Kirk decides to get vaccinated and stop catching COVID or cracking jokes about wearing the plexi box around everybody, if he's there, because Kirk's going to throw for about 45 to 5K yards, I think Justin's a big pickup. How y'all feel about that?
I will say,
I knew he was going to do that.
Kirk anti-vax cousins.
I knew he was going to do that.
That man does not believe in vaccinations. From what I was reading, they had one of the top doctors fly in and talk to the Vikings players after practice one day, and most of the shots were shots towards Kirk Cousins to let him know, like, hey, bro, you need to get the vaccine. You the head of the show. Either way it go, fire breathing rubber duckies. Meech, you up next. Who you finna go with third round?
I mean, this guy, I think he's going to have a fantastic year. I think this whole offense is going to have a fantastic year. I'm just really shocked at what this team did in the last 2 years. So I'm going to have to go with, he is going to do a lot of time sharing, but I think he's going to have a fantastic year, that 2-head monster. I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt as my running back. I think he's going to have a fantastic year. I'm running right next to Chug. So, just to fill that spot, I feel like he's that guy right there. Going into my next pick, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about him. He's a big guy. A lot of people don't talk about him is because Big 12 is there, and Big 12 have that other guy there. But this guy's big. He got nice hands. He's fast, and I feel like if you throw it up, he's gonna go get it. And he's a big part of this offense. So I'm gonna go with, for my other pick, I'm gonna go with Mike Evans. That's my first receiver. So,
okay, how's y'all feeling about the fire breathing rubber duckies?
Hey, that Kareem Hunt pick, I ain't gonna lie to you, ass. But I like Mike Evans. I like Mike Evans.
So far, before we move on to go to Mo's pick again, thank you for watching Free Game. We're doing a live fantasy draft right now with the majority of our hosts here in attendance. Salute to all our hosts. And then thank you and much appreciation to all of our guests. We got Dub, we got Jared, we got Mose, all mic'd up, potted up with us to talk about our fantasy league that we feel it's already an entertaining one so far through 3-4 rounds. But we're going to see as the season goes on, we're going to bring them on. We're going to talk about it more. But now we are into the next pick and woke up feeling dangerous. Mose from Chevy, he said the last pick in terms of Kareem Hunt for Meech was ASS.
Yeah, that was
I can only wonder what he's going to think about your next pick.
I mean, that was quote of the draft so far. I just want to put that out there.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like Kareem Hunt ain't on shit, bro. But so you got it. I hope.
I'm just curious, Meech, why would you take Kareem Hunt when you have other RB1s on the board? I'm just a little curious about that.
Shit, it's better RB2. Like, what we doing?
Hey, Kareem Hunt got the potential to lead the league in rushing. He that type of running back.
Good pick,
Go
Nick.
ahead, Browns
hot
fan.
take.
Go
Good
ahead,
pick.
Browns fan.
Hold on, we are not listening to you.
Wait, no, he's a good pick. I feel like he plays right next to him, dude. Like that guy is like that offense around and that offensive line. Like I don't see
Great
I don't
pick,
see that. I don't see what's wrong with this pick.
Free game, free
Like
game, free game.
you name someone. You name someone that you can pick before him.
Let's talk about that. We're gonna get into that, but
Hey,
real
people-
quick.
People don't see Kareem Hunt catch the ball, bro. He catching that ball. He get
Scrimmage
about 6 catches a
yards.
game.
Scrimmage yards.
Bro, dude averaged like 7 points last season. You got it. You got it, bro.
Our next quarterback has been taken by Moses Timberland, and he went with Kyler Murray.
I just want to say I've been licking my chops all offseason to draft Kyler Murray, and I got him sniped in 2 other leagues, and I was so upset. I think you're looking at the true QB1 in Kyler Murray. Last year, he was actually outperforming Mahomes until he injured his shoulder, and they wanted to shut him down, but he wanted one shot to make the playoffs. You're talking about someone who threw 26 touchdowns last year, rushed for 800 yards, and scored 8 TDs on the feet. That's a dangerous man, and I think he's QB1 this year.
It's a good pick. Any other thoughts about Kyler Murray being what's that? Our 4th quarterback taken off the board so far. We have Brady first, then Aaron next, Mahomes, now Kyler Murray. 4th quarterback taken off the board. How y'all feel about it before we get into our boy Maya, young Odell, next pick? How y'all feel about Kyler Murray going 4th quarterback taken?
As Jawan Denton would say, it's still a little early for me, but in fantasy football, when it comes to quarterbacks now, you have to think about the running quarterback. You have to get a quarterback that will pick up points with his feet, not just with his arms. So in that respect, Kyler Murray right at the top of the league in terms of quarterbacks that both run and pass.
Good analysis. Good analysis. Odell, you're on the clock. 10 seconds. Woo!
So
We just talked about him. Yeah, talk to us.
Kyle Pitts, man, got the John Mackey Award, man, and rookie tight end. My research proved that he's going to be a little decent fantasy player.
Staying here in Atlanta, man, that's all they talk about. They lost Julio, and they needed somebody to grab
Chevy
on to.
got something to say about that.
Yeah, he does, and there's something to grab on to. I think he is going to be a good tight end over time. I think over time, just because of his size and his speed and his hands, he's a hell of an athlete. Going with a tight end, would I go him over Greg Kittle really early? No. You know what I'm saying? Darren Waller,
that's the only reason why I gave it thumbs down. It's
that's the only
other
thing.
tight ends he could have picked. If he was gonna go with a tight end pick, he could have went anywhere like 2-3 other tight ends before him.
But I was gonna say, really, I'll pick Andrews before him too.
Yeah.
I'm picking Gesicki over him. Like
the suspicion is who is Matt Ryan gonna throw to? Who is Matt Ryan gonna throw to? You get what I'm saying? And so it's like he has to throw it to somebody. They say in camp, this guy is ridiculous. That's all I hear down here. So we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen with Mr. Pitts, man. If this rookie phenom can really get it done with the rookie phenom GM and Odell Wayne.
Hey, look, they call me Bruce Wayne for a reason, man.
Okay.
They say Kyle Pitts doing more than playing tight end. They say in the flex and everything like that. So we gonna see, man. They say he's moving.
Favorite Poppy just picked this guy.
Doug, you loading up, man. You getting the running backs in order. Talk to us about that last pick. Mr. Carson out there with Mr. Russell Wilson. Talk to us.
Yep. Lead back. I don't feel like he gonna have an issue getting his touches if he's healthy. And I think they're gonna run it through him. I ain't got an issue with it. I think that might be the only reason why DK and Tyler might tail off a little bit this year because of Carson coming back healthy. So we'll see how it work out.
All right. Any other comments about that pick?
I like Chris Carson a lot. He's underappreciated every year. And last year he only had a down year because he got hurt. But he's someone who catches the ball, who is a strong rusher. I think he's often overlooked, so I like the pick.
Next on the clock, we got Jared back at it again, the Illinois legend. And he's had a pretty interesting draft so far. Getting AK and getting two boys from Kansas City, who we know that Mahomes is going to make sure he gets the ball to. One being Edwards, the next one being the freak, Mr. Hill. Not you up on the clock. What are you looking towards, man? People taking these quarterbacks. Do you want to? Maybe you want to jump on the trend, man. Look, these quarterbacks going. We got Josh Allen out there. You know, we got Dak out there. But
yeah, we got some players out there. To me, this pick is all about: do I want a high floor or a high ceiling?
Okay.
I'm looking at wide receivers. I got Terry McLaurin. That's a high floor. He's getting target share. He's getting picks. CeeDee Lamb. He might pop off. But for me, I've already got some risky bets. I'm taking Terry McLaurin. Give me that.
That's a strong pick. I like it.
Very strong pick.
Who Washington quarterback again?
Fitzmagic, baby.
Ryan Fitzmagic, professional quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. So Josh Allen just went off on our board as well.
Actually, I like that pick. I really like that pick.
That's a great pick.
That's the next quarterback gone. So
That's
Josh Allen is
exactly
now
why I
gone.
didn't sit on my quarterback right there. I have 20 picks in between my next pick. It's easy for someone like Josh Allen, Lamar, Kyler to get sniped. So I respect Rogue One for getting his guy.
Damn, Damo.
Go ahead, take that guy.
So check it out, Mose. I want to speak on that. The year that I won fantasy about 2 years ago, the MVP of the league that year was Lamar Jackson. I wanted Josh Allen as my quarterback to pair up, with DK Metcalf and AJ Brown. I really felt like that would have been a good quarterback who's going to air the ball out. I just talked about, hey, maybe I should go ahead and get Greg Kittle. We think he's the next tight end left on the board. But Jared brought it up. Dual quarterbacks, man. Quarterbacks that can do both. Throw it through the air. They can run it on the ground. I still believe in them. Man, love Kodak Black. He for the culture.
Go crazy.
Lamar Jackson, man. Let me get Lamar Jackson. Add him to a bunch of
got
dollars
it.
that I
You picked
got.
him up.
You got to.
I had to do the same thing. I didn't think Josh Allen would have slipped. I probably would have went Greg Kittle at tight end, or I would have Montgomery from the Bears. So I feel like he's going to be the one to get a lot of the touches. But I'm going to go ahead and take Lamar Jackson. Don, coach, you studying. I've been seeing you. I mean, your hand cocktail. You deep in the studies right now. Who you gonna pair with this team of the Chicago Brady Heroes? Who you adding to your roster, my dog?
I don't know here yet. I'm getting a little help. I think I'm going to.
And for everybody listening, if you don't know, remember that Donnell drafted Tom Brady 3rd pick overall in the first round, then turned around and got Jonathan Taylor from the Indianapolis Colts next, and then swung back around and got Calvin Ridley, wide receiver number 1 out here in Atlanta, Georgia for the Atlanta Falcons. Now at pick 38, he has 38 seconds to reveal who he's going to add to this roster of Brady, Taylor, and Ridley. Again, follow us at Free Game on YouTube. Follow us at Free Game on Instagram, Apple Music, Spotify. We're all there. You're tuned into our live draft show with friends. Shout out to Moses, Jared, and Dub for showing up to the pod and rocking out with us. And Don went Darren Waller, tight end out of Vegas.
Good pick.
The young Raiders. I think it's a good pick. Yeah, I think it's a good pick. I'm seeing the smirks from Mose and Dub. I want both of y'all to chime in real quick while Chevy is contemplating who he's going to pick next.
Dub told Don to get Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley. I'm glad he didn't listen to that.
He might come off the wire.
He told him to draft Mike Thomas. Draft Mike Thomas right now.
But safe pick on Don's part. I mean, best player in Oakland on the offense. So, you can't really can't go wrong in round 5 or round 4, excuse me. Round
4.
No.
4.
Yep. Yeah, round 4, right. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a fine place to get Darren Waller. So not a bad pick.
So while Chevy's on the clock, let's remember that he drafted King Henry with the 2nd pick overall of our free game fantasy football draft. Then went Josh Jacobs of the Las Vegas Raiders. And then he went and turned it around and got Keenan Allen from the Chargers with the young sophomore phenom, Justin. Who you gonna go with this 4th pick at the 39th pick, Chev? What you feeling, man? What's in your spirit? Was what you doing the research over there? We see you in the books heavy.
No, actually, I'm rolling up. Yeah. I'm going with my, you know what I'm saying? This dude
He
here.
off the hen and the scat pack.
Oh no. We off the Migos, bro. We off the Migos.
The scat pack.
My man's in some double trouble.
You hear me?
5 seconds.
Wait, your pick, Chef.
I didn't want to do that. Y'all fucked me up.
Yes. Good job, Don. Good job,
pick,
Don. Auto pick gave him, or if he had him queued up, CD.
I had CD Lamb queued, but I ain't gonna tell you who I'm gonna pick because I got a pick coming up. So
CD
damn,
Lamb.
dog.
Juwan, talk about that CD Lamb pick before you talk about your next pick.
You got a great guy, man. He like a gadget guy for the Cowboys. He got 111 targets last year. A lot of people don't even know that.
I do know that because I had.
So you a part of the people that know that.
Actually, honestly, the receivers for Dallas have been better receivers as far as tandems for the last 3 years. So yeah,
Sure. And they getting Dak back too, so that's a great pick, bro.
you hear me?
It's a great pick. I'm on that clock though, so let me lock in.
So would we all sit here and say, I wouldn't draft CD Lamb over Amari Cooper?
Of course not.
That's just me. I think Amari is for sure number 1 wideout in Jerry's world.
Yeah, there's better receivers on the board still too.
There's still better receivers on the board, but CD Lamb, you can have one of those years. We look at CD Lamb as we look at Jerry Jeudy out in Denver. A guy with amazing route running, good hands, good discipline. And if you watch any of the Hard Knocks special, you see CD soaking up all the information from Amari Cooper. So we're gonna see what CD's about. The real Cowboy fan of our chat, of our brotherhood, is Jawan Denton. And he's on the clock with 20 seconds to go. Who you drafting, my man?
Man, that's a lot of good players on the board.
To add to Christian McCaffrey, to add to Gibson of the Washington football team, and to add to D-Hop, who will be your 4th pick?
I need a tight end, so I'm going to go Kittle. I like the big guy.
Okay.
He moves well for a big guy. And the 49ers getting a new quarterback in Trey Lance who really like to air that thing out. So hopefully that's going to go well for me.
I don't know if Trey going to get the time, though. I feel like
I think
should.
It was preseason. He didn't get to work with the first line. So it was a lot of really backups in for him.
I like Kittle.
And if it not go bad, they could just go back to Jimmy. Because it looked like Jimmy comfortable with playing football how you playing football right now.
Hey, he got a great chemistry with Kittle. Great chemistry.
Sure.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo definitely does.
And I feel like Kittle like the guy that they go-to guy.
Yeah.
Outside of Debo. So let's see how that go for me.
Back to back on a snake draft, you know how it happens.
Yes,
you
sir.
sit at the front end of each round, or if you sit on the back end of each round, you go back to back. And the standard snake fantasy draft, we have now entered into round cinco. Round cinco, we are in it. And you got both of your running back positions tied up, Juwan. You got your wide receiver number 1 in D-Hop. You got your tight end 1 in Mr. Kittle. What you looking like? What is it time for you? Maybe in this 5th round and maybe go quarterback, or do you wait to round 7, round 8? Do you for sure another wide out? What you looking at, my man, when you got 30 seconds to go?
I ain't gonna lie. I think it's really time for me to take a quarterback off the board.
Okay.
Because it look like guys out there really like risking it all and just taking quarterbacks. Guys are just taking. So I'm gonna go ahead and get mine too.
Are we surprised about who this quarterback is gonna be? Or should it just be a for sure we know who it is? Are you going with the heart or with the mind? The heart of the mind, where you at?
I'm gonna go ahead and go with the mind.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Russell
go ahead and go with
Wilson.
your man.
My pick, I should have picked for CD Lamb. That's what I wanted to pick.
Definitely,
I'm
that
gonna go
was
ahead and go with the man.
definitely my next
Smart.
pick. That was definitely my next
Smart,
pick.
That's
Dak.
nice. That's nice.
Y'all
But
can,
that,
y'all
they
can
say
trade.
he got shoulder problems, all type of ankle problems. I don't know nothing about all that. They say it's a baseball injury. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with the man. They say Russell Wilson.
Since he grabbed Shorty, then I'm gonna just grab this guy. This man, he in a new offense. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He always put up numbers. Always. Just sucks for that team. I don't know. I just don't know. But this is a risky pick for me. I know. You know what I'm saying? I know. Like, it's a risky pick. Trust me, I know. But I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with the old rival, Bow.
Wow.
You could have had him 11th, bro.
Wow.
break that down
What?
for us.
But I can't. Is it enough time to break that down? No, we can't hear you.
Drunk.
He's still
You
drunk.
know he gonna
Maya.
sling the rock.
He's drunk, ain't
Boy,
he?
you talking
Nah,
about that's my guy.
I know
That
he
ain't
can.
my- that
I
ain't
know
my
he
damn
can
guy.
sling. I know he can
Hey.
sling the rock.
Hey,
But
he crossfaded
that's
right now.
That's a trash ass
He got
pick.
some weapons though.
He
Michi got his lick back.
getting his lick back. You beat me to it, bro.
Michi got his lick back. And he
Over
talking about
Dak?
that's my guy. That ain't my damn guy.
Over. He does air the ball out. He does air the ball out. And then Don went ahead and got David Montgomery, the Chicago Bears. Don, talk to us. Let us know why you went with the Bears running back.
To be honest, man, I have to phone a friend, man. Get a little help, man.
I like that.
Hey, no, Davey. Davey. Yes, great pick. Great pick. I thought about going that way.
I was either gonna go Woods or I was going Montgomery. If Woods still on the board, I'd get him on the next go up. Since y'all going QBs right now.
See, Nagy. He sticks to his gun sometimes, but like sometimes he run away from that. So I want Davey. He's a really good running back. It's hard to tackle him. I love him. Great pick, Don. Great pick.
Any other comments, concerns on Donnell going to pair up David Montgomery at running back with the rest of his team?
I think it's a safe pick for Don. I think it's my comments more on Dave Montgomery. They're saying Damian Williams is looking really good in practice. And so you don't bring in someone like Damian Williams who really performed well for the Chiefs, just to only do like maybe 3 or 4 carries a game. I would really monitor how he grows in the offense as the year progresses.
What's up with Cohen too? Is he coming back? Is this his return year? He didn't have a I
Put him
don't
on
think he did
IR. So at least six games.
I will say I feel like Donnell's draft has really turned around after the first round.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure.
I agree.
Concur.
I agree.
Sure, Don.
So I'm stuck in between the place
Thanks,
where I got
guys.
15 seconds to pick. Going with a running back that could for sure help Trevor Lawrence, or going with a wide receiver again to stack the board. I talked about him earlier, and I'm gonna go ahead and draft him. I think he's better than CeeDee Lamb. I'm going with Amari
Hey.
Cooper. I'm going to get 3 receivers. I'm gonna put him in my flex. He'll start each and every week.
Quick, make a pick. Quick, make a
There we
pick.
go.
Great pick. That was my next pick, but that was a good pick. Definitely number 1 receiver in Dallas. I feel like. I don't know what the quarterback situation looking like right now, but it's a great pick.
On the board, Jared. Let's run through your team real quick. Let's talk about who you've picked so far in this draft. And you've went Alvin Kamara. You went the freak Hill, Tyreek Hill. You've also went with Edwards out of Kansas City. And you also went with Terry McLaurin out of the Washington football team. Are you finally looking towards a quarterback now? Do you want to add more to your flex position? Do you want to double down on some more running backs? Talk to us and let us know what you're looking like and what you're feeling and what's boiling up in your brain for this next pick in this 5th round.
Yeah, see, I will say I was hoping that one of those quarterbacks was going to fall to me at this pick. Not surprising that didn't happen. But given that did not happen, I feel like the next tier of quarterbacks, everyone's pretty much the same. So I'm not I'm not too worried about who I'm going to get at this point.
Okay.
But I can lock up that flex position. The tight ends went off the board too. I was going to say I wouldn't have mind grabbing one of those tight ends either. But so now I'm thinking about, do I really want a Jacksonville running back with a line that cannot protect for more than 2 seconds? The number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft last year? Probably not. Or Matthew Stafford, his number 1 target. He might be going for 5,000 yards as well. They like to air it out. I'm going to take Robert Woods.
All right. Robert Woods. How y'all feel about that Robert Woods pick out there?
He's
Matthew Stafford.
I really like Robert Woods as a wide receiver. He's very solid. He's going to get you 80 yards plus a game. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a long ball touchdown threat. So, I really like it. I really like that pick.
I think
Matthew Stafford trash. Fuck out of here.
I think Robert Woods might be top 5 this year.
What?
I think he might be a top 5 receiver.
Hey, look, man, Matthew Stafford about to have the Rams looking a little bit different.
He about to sling that ball.
They got too many weapons.
The upgrade from Jared Goff to Matthew Stafford, you can't overstate that. So
I agree.
Definitely.
Top 5 is a reach
Definitely.
for Robert Woods.
Yeah, I
Top
just
5
think
is
they
a
got
reach for me, Robert Woods.
right because I just think they just got
You're
too
not
many
saying
weapons.
his
I think they got,
talent. You're not saying his talent.
They got Cooper too. Like,
and they just signed Deshaun Jackson.
right. Like it's just
It's not
Not
enough.
bad.
There's too many people around, and that's still a tough division as well. But we will see. It's possible that he could be. Fire Pit Poppy, Dub, 45 seconds on the clock.
I got a lot on my mind. It's
Okay.
hard seeing them quarterbacks that went. Russ was my next pick, so that won't really hurt. I'm down to trade. Feel the same about Jared with the next 2 quarterbacks, but Dak and Justin Herbert are a cut above the other ones that are going to fall, but I don't feel like it's that much of a game changer. James Robinson, I feel like it's hit or miss with that line. Swift, we don't know what his injury going to look like. I'm just all over the place mentally. But I'm thinking about tight end. Let me go Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson from Detroit Lions. That's a big boy. That's a big for sure boy, man. He's a touchdown threat in the red zone for sure hands. Tight end position is going fast. You got to get him while you can. And yeah, I don't see that as being a bad pick. How y'all feel about TJ going?
In Detroit, they call him Big Thick Hawk.
Can Jared get it done?
You got the big thick, bro.
Can Goff get it done?
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about Goff from Detroit, man. He's gonna go to a hellhole of an organization. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
I like Dub's pick though. I think it's a safe pick.
I'm gonna send you a paper bag, Moses.
Huh?
I'm gonna send you a paper bag living in Michigan.
Yeah. Well, I got the right jersey, so that's all I care about. I'm at the right team.
Odell, you back down. You back in the mix. Rookie of the year. That's what you're trying to achieve for. There's only way you can really get rookie of the year. You got to make a deep playoff run. That means you got to construct a team. And so far, you've been constructing a team. You've put together Aaron Jones with Najee Harris, with Patrick Mahomes, video game Mahomes.
And he actually got a strong running back core. I like it.
What you going with next, Maya? With 25 seconds to go.
Kind of, I don't know, man. This one it get kind of iffy in the mid.
There's a little sausage on there.
I'm either gonna go lock it or Julio.
Ugh.
I think, man, I'm gonna go ahead and go lock it, man. I'm gonna go lock it.
I respect it.
like
great
that.
job.
I respect it.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I want to say great job not going Julio for real because they don't know about Julio injury, but great job going Lockett, bro.
Yeah, Lockett is
that
nice.
pick, bro.
I like Lockett. He's a for sure receiver. Him and Russ
Definitely a
has a
win.
lot of
Definitely a
synergy and chemistry together. Let's
I'm
talk
very
about that
impressed
pick,
by
y'all.
Jeremiah. Very, very impressed.
I will say the research is showing out. Is showing out. I respect it. I respect that Tyler Lockett is a boomer bust player, but if you get a little bit of better year out of Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett might go off.
Yeah, 10 touchdowns last year for about 1,100 yards ain't bad. And he was injured a lot of those games. He stay healthy, consistent play from Russell. We can easily see him probably get more touchdowns and more yards. So
he'll win you some weeks. He will win you some weeks. I think he had 3 games last year with 2+ touchdowns.
That's big.
Yeah.
Mose, you on the clock?
So I have this is about the range, usually 5th, 6th round, where you get those kind of middle tier wide receivers who still have some upside, like Jared brilliantly said about Lockett. I think my sleeper guy is here, and I'm definitely gonna go with that. I am tempted by DeAndre Swift because anytime an RB1 is here this late who catches passes, I mean that's really tempting. He kind of looks like Michi. I don't know if y'all picked up on that yet. So I'm gonna save him for Michi, and I'm gonna go Deontay Johnson. I really like Deontay Johnson. I think Deontay Johnson is a very wild boy, like a very, very wild dude. But if he stays healthy and he's on the field, he's definitely the wide receiver 1 for Big Ben.
Yeah, my
dropped
take
the ball too much for me.
That's tough. I want to
league and drop balls. Like
he dropped the ball too much for
like,
me.
Juju being
gotta look at his
there.
numbers.
Potter, bro. Like
That's
it's a lot of people
very
there.
high upside pick, but there's also a pretty low downside.
I hear that he's not healthy. He gets out of the league a lot, but I'm like, if he's on the field, I think he's the best player for Pittsburgh.
That's definitely a sleeper pick for Moles if it works out. If it doesn't, maybe we remember it, maybe we don't. Chase Claypool, as Dub said as well. Juju Smith-Schuster there as well, the TikTok legend. So we'll see what their receiving core and what Big Ben gonna do. And Big Ben, being the Grizzly that he is at the age of 58, still playing quarterback for the Steel Curtain. Next up, Fire Breathing Rubber Duckies, a.k.a. DJ Meach.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel like this next guy, he didn't have too much of a productive year. Their team was too inconsistent last year. But in 2019, he was one of the top 5. He ended up being one of the top 5 tight ends. I'm going to go Mark Andrews. That's my tight end this year.
The year that Lamar Jackson won MVP, he was a top 5 tight end.
Top 5, yes.
Ago. He was a good safety blanket for Lamar Jackson as he extends the play, scrambles left and right out of the pocket to extend the play and dump down in the red zone. It was a big play tight end. People are looking, man. They say, look, Big Ben getting old. The Steelers ain't what they say they are. Right. Dub, you can comment on this. They say, look, it's all in Baker's hands if the Browns are going to be successful. But the people in Baltimore are not giving up on those Ravens.
I ain't never looking past the Ravens or the Steelers. The
That's
Steelers
what that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Always. That's a tough division.
So as my other pick.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna go because I got back-to-back picks. I'm gonna go on the opposite side of Moses, and I'm gonna go ahead and get Juju because I feel like he's gonna be that number 1 receiver in Pittsburgh. So that's gonna be my next pick. Would have went with Odell, but because the Browns played so well last year without him, and the question is, can he fit in? And I think he can, but I feel like Juju is going to be that number 1 receiver for the Pittsburgh, so I'm gonna go with him.
And that being your number 2 receiver on your roster.
Number 2 receiver.
Would you draft in Mike Evans 31 in this draft? Again, you're watching Free Game live NFL fantasy draft with friends. We're deep into it. We're into the 6th round right now, formulating our rosters, getting our GM moves on, putting our GM caps on the clock. Is our good close friend. I like to call him my UFC analyst and boxing analyst. We'll have him more on the show as time comes up and more big fights are on the table for certain weekends. But right now he's on the clock for our Free Game fantasy draft. What you looking like, man? What you feeling with about 50 seconds to go? Now that you have structured your team, what are you looking for now? More sleep?
I feel so good. I'm honestly looking at upside right now because I'm like, what if Saquon only makes it 4 weeks? I got to have some coverage. I have 2 running backs at my eye on. I do really like some of the receivers that are still here. And this is why I usually wait a little bit later on wide receivers, unless I'm getting like a top tier guy. But I'm going to go ahead And I think I'm going to take that paper bag from Jared, but I'm going to do the DeAndre Swift. I'm going to just take the bullet and trust the Lions guy. I hate to do it, but he's so talented. And if he actually stays healthy and beats out Jamal Williams, he's going to have a great year. So I'm going to take a stab at it.
Yeah, he another running back that's like a 75, 80 yards a game, touchdown threat.
That's upside.
Great, elusive. You know, he just got that injury bug, but beyond that, he a dog. He's a dog.
Played at Georgia. I mean, he has big
Dude.
game experience, so I like him.
He ain't scared of the spotlight, so that's a nice pick.
I didn't think he was going to fall to me at my next pick, but if he did, I was taking him.
And I totally get it. I mean, 6th round getting DeAndre Swift, that's a steal. So I'm with it.
Next on the board, our free game, one of our free game hosts, free game producer, free game editor, Odell. Again, first draft, you making some shocking moves, man. You getting some big time players. You look like you're doing your research, man. I don't want to give you too much credit yet, but it look like you hunkered down. You got on the ESPN sites and the Yahoo spot sites, Bleacher Report sites. You did a little bit of homework. You got 30 seconds to go to add to this very interesting team that you got. What your eyes looking like, man? What's going through their brain of yours? What you finna click in terms of draft for your next pick?
I'm gonna go another young guy to finish off my starting. Well, I think almost my starting 5, but Chase Claypool, man. I feel like he's a decent pick to cap it off.
So in the last 10 picks, we have seen all of the receiving core of the Pittsburgh Steelers get wiped out.
Y'all think Ben about to have that type of year, huh?
Johnson, Juju,
Someone's about to be real hurt.
Claypool, Jared, the whole core is gone.
Count them up.
I feel sorry for you, boy.
One of y'all.
Wait. What'd you say? Hold on, run it back.
Whoever picked Juju, I feel sorry for.
So you just had Meech the whole time. What do y'all play? Let's look up when they play. Because he think Meech picks are ASS.
Look, it's a new era, bro. Don't matter what age you at or how old you are. Look at TB. Look at TB. That's all I gotta ask. Look at TB. They saying Ben is old, Tom Brady's old. Look at him.
Two different niggas, bro. Two different niggas. One the GOAT and one a rapist. Like,
whoa.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Me too.
He off the buns.
All right, Meech, real question though. Do you like Juju TikTok videos? Meech, you follow Juju on TikTok?
Nah.
Oh, okay. He's always dancing pre-game.
That's cool.
Meech be in the joint.
He still performed though.
Next up on the clock, Fire Pit Poppy. I see you out there now.
I got a couple. I got a legit back or a receiver with amazing upside and Odell Beckham. That's where I'm thinking. I'm probably gonna go Odell. I don't know what the injury holds, but we're gonna find out.
Wow,
bro.
Yeah,
wow.
I chose with my heart.
Hey, look, you know what? So you got Nick Chubb, you got Odell. You're picking a lot of the hometown heroes for your Cleveland Browns. But you got Odell and you got Devontae Adams as your starting receiving core. When Odell is healthy, when Odell is not
Allen
distracted.
Robinson.
Yes, and
Odell,
Allen Robinson. I apologize.
Odell is a flex.
That's it. So having Odell, if he could be healthy, his mind is right, he's gonna be good.
Odell was a great receiver about 4 years ago.
He was. He was.
Oh my goodness.
Jarvis is more important than Odell is in terms of what the Browns' success is right now. So yeah.
Hey, so who is the Browns' #1 receiver though? It's not
so many picks.
Like who would be that quote unquote #1 receiver?
Probably Kareem Hunt right now.
TW
I would imagine.
All right. Well, I was thinking about him 10 picks ago. Somehow He has fallen all the way to round 6, pick 5. James Robinson, a stellar campaign last year, a stellar campaign with a less than stellar quarterback. I'm taking James Robinson. Y'all done messed up.
I didn't expect him to fall that far down. He was legit my next pick for running back. I'm like, if he really gonna fall that low for me, I'm gonna take him. But James Robinson to at least be a safety blanket for Trevor Lawrence, man. We've seen the preseason woes of Trevor Lawrence. Jacksonville just sucks. From them signing Tim Tebow, and we see him whiff a block, to us seeing that terrible O-line that's probably gonna get Trevor Lawrence broken up this year.
I could not agree with you more, but to have him
Urban
on the
Meyer might be
bench-
back at Ohio State.
Urban Meyer might need to be calling the big OHIO for his job back.
Hey, Tim Tebow, bro. Tim Tebow. That's who they had on that team.
But James is the most solid player to me on that team, Jared. That's a really good pick. I definitely was going to draft him as well if he would have failed 2 more picks behind you.
Yeah, that's a great value pick. J-Rob finished top 5 last year. I mean, the offense was even worse last year. So I think he only has more upside with Travis Etienne not there. So I think it's a really good pick, especially this late in the draft.
I agree.
Solid.
Can't lie, there's so much talent available left that it was still a hard decision, but
Yeah, I agree
There's
too.
a lot of
It is a
guys
lot.
out here.
Brady went pretty early, so that helped.
well, don't
Don,
forget.
proven wrong, Don, with the Brady pick, man. Proven wrong, man. So Chris Godwin was just taken in our draft. So another
you
close
live
friend of
and you
ours,
learn,
Chris
man,
Godwin,
you
just
know?
taken in our draft. One of Brady receivers out in Tampa Bay. How you guys feel about Chris Godwin? How you guys feel? Who's really the number one? Is it Mike or is it Chris or is it AB in terms of Brady? Does Brady ever really have a number one?
It seems like it's Mike. It seems like it's Mike. But Chris Godwin has
To me,
upside.
Chris Godwin got the best chance because he be more he has a lot of check down routes. So and he has the speed to take the check down route into a touchdown. So he got a lot of upside, but he's either you gonna have a game where he catch the ball 5 times for 130, or you gonna catch the ball 5 times for 50. You know what I'm
And when
saying?
you think about the fact that Mike Evans is probably taking the number one cornerback any given week, Chris Godwin has a great situation.
Don't matter. Mike Evans, you throw it up, he gonna get it. Don't worry about it. It's Tom Brady.
My hot take is, though, I would have taken AB out of all the Buccaneers receivers. He's still living with Brady. I don't know if that's just their version of house arrest, but him and Brady been really kicking it and really developing chemistry. And like AB's route tree is just growing. So I just don't think you put all that investment into a guy that you don't plan to use routinely. So I would have faded Godwin and Evans, but that's just me.
I think AB gonna be the top receiver on that team.
In fantasy, yeah, I agree.
He's got that type of potential.
Coming up on the next pick, we're in the 6th round, pick
Get a
7
North.
of the free game draft. I'm gonna go ahead and pick one of a guy that I've already drafted, one of his teammates, and just get him off the board for bait. I'm gonna go ahead and take Julio Jones. I want to have the strongest receiving core in terms of just physical strength and who can have breakout weeks depending on matchups. So adding Julio Jones to AJ Brown and DK Metcalf, that is my
You
receiving
got a lot.
core.
Hey Chuck, you got a lot of trade bait.
Yes, I do. I might be hollering at one of y'all about y'all running backs because a lot of y'all running back galore. So holler at me before Thursday. I might have something for you. Next up, Don, you back down like SmackDown. You back in the mix. I heard this been like this been like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You taking your 50-50s, you calling a friend, you doing it all. You next on the board. What you
Don't
look like
do it.
you
Mac
add,
Jones
man.
available on the waiver wire.
I heard Gronk is there. They say you should get Gronk now. They say Gronk is there.
Mac Jones will be on the waiver wire.
Hey, baby.
It'd be funny if he do get Mac Jones. That'll be a little wild. I hope he don't get Mac Jones. Leave that man alone.
Stop screen watching.
To Jared's point, Don has really salvaged his team since that wild first round pick, and he could potentially put himself right back in line of being a competitive team. Because the Darren Waller tight end always is a bonus. It's basically like a wide receiver one in your tight end spot. So I'm really curious who he takes here.
I am curious at what he takes because as you look at his roster, you look at his roster, you would think he needs to get more receivers. So it'd be pretty for him to only have Calvin Ridley. We'll see where it go. And he went.
There goes AB.
Hey, good pick, Don.
I need to be a motivational speaker. That's
They
why
say he been looking like the old AB in camp. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, punching
They say he's
niggas.
been looking good. They say he been looking good. They say he been
Oh.
looking good.
Plays this year. He's
Yo,
definitely
Chev, good pick. I was actually eyeballing him next. Dang. Cooper
Cup. That's a really good pick.
That's a really good pick.
I think Matt's going to lean on him a lot as well. I think Stafford has a good blanket, a good slot receiver, running those drag and those slant routes, especially those quick low ends as well. That was a good pick. Chevy, what was your mind at adding that receiver to your squad?
I like to match up the quarterback with the number one receiver if possible. So I feel like I get both of them together.
Double up on points. Okay.
Double up points. He do. I really expect Matt Stafford to have a year where he put up 45 to 5,000 yards. I really expect that from him this year. I think Cooper gonna be a big part of that. Jared Goff was giving him the ball crazy, and regardless of what you think about Matthew Stafford, he can throw that pill. So, you know what I'm saying?
I agree. I think Matthew Stafford is regardless of him playing for the Lions for so many years, for all his career, obviously, until now, that's just a tough franchise to play for. Paper bags, winless seasons, just terrible organization, a terrible coaching staff, coaches in and out. But now he has a chance to shine in a big market that was just talking about it long ago. So I do think that Matthew Stafford will have a big year, and him throwing it to Cooper Kupp will be big. All right.
Hey, Jeremiah, are you doing live research right now?
No.
Somebody's got some information coming through.
Yeah, man.
Juan, talk to us.
Thielen.
You got Adam Thielen. Yeah, talk to us, man.
I like Thielen. He was pretty banged up last year, but he's a consistent guy. He gonna give me 1,000 yards, 1,000 plus. I like Thielen. He a nice Robin for Jefferson. He might be the Batman. You never know. I like that pick.
That's a great pick, especially for this late.
Thanks, Minnesota fan.
Minnesota Bears fan, our boy. Let's get it. As we are sitting here waiting for Chevy to pick his pick, let's rep some of our teams, man. Let's tell our fans and tell the people that's going to be watching. And in the comments, drop down the comments below who you rooting for in this NFL season, who you rocking with, who going to make it all the way to the end and hoist that illustrious Super Bowl trophy. Well, who we rocking with, y'all? Let's go around. Who's your team you rocking with this year in the NFL? Browns. Cleveland, with Cleveland. Mose, I think it's not hard to see. You're going with the Chicago Bears. You and Michi look like to be on the same bandwagon when it comes to that. Jawan, who you rolling with, man?
Yes, brother.
No, Jawan is still there, but I'm pretty certain Jawan is a big Cowboys fan. Jared, you got some split fandom, man. There you go. Wait a minute. Is the Minnesota jersey under it? Is the t-shirt under it?
Nah,
You get on Minnesota socks.
Chicago Bears.
Can't lie, I do have split loyalties, but let's go Bears.
Maya.
What's up? Best down. Best down.
I have made a mistake, so I have to stand behind this pick.
Okay.
I have to stand behind this pick. I have picked Mr. Jamar
Mm.
Chase on
Okay.
accident, but I believe in this guy. He's a nice receiver out of Cincinnati. He's a rookie this year from LSU. He didn't play the year before because he sat out from the COVID. But he's a nice receiver. I'm gonna stand behind this pick.
All right. Jamar Chase, a pretty rough preseason so far, but it's been rough for Cincinnati in general in the preseason. So
Always.
we'll see what he does. And Chevy, I think that's a pretty good pick. How do y'all feel about Chevy's last pick? Tight end out of the Miami Dolphins. We don't know if it's gonna be Tua or if they're gonna trade for Deshaun Watson, even though it's a lot of allegations.
Super athletic tight end.
Okay.
Feel like a receiver a lot of times.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was a receiver most of the time when I watched him in the past few seasons, but I guess he is a tight end. Yeah.
I don't think Chevy's in this dimension right now, so I don't want to really hurt the fellow while he just enjoying himself.
You saying he's in an alternate universe? He's in a whole other.
Yeah, he's not anime behind you, Chuck.
Amazing, brother. Hey, hit me with y'all truths, man. Tell me what's up, bro. What's up?
Jasecki's a great pick. I think you could have got him in like round 11. I think he would have dropped kind of far down. In a 10-man league, that would have been my opinion. But I agree, overall, he's a good tight end. I don't like Tua. I'd be 100% honest with you. I'm fading a lot of Miami people unless I get them real late. But I don't believe in Tua, and I don't think he takes a step forward.
I like Mike Gesicki too. I think he's definitely number one, pretty much number one receiver over there, tight end. I just with Moses, the quarterback situation over there, we just don't know yet. You know, I mean,
I agree. I like him overall, but the opportunity cost. You know, you had Brandon Ayuk, T. Higgins, Chase Edmonds. You had some real number one options available elsewhere. So I think he would have been available in the 10, 11, 12 rounds.
Hey, great pick with DJ Moore. That was my real pick.
I like DJ Moore as well. I think he's a solid receiver.
I'm gonna live with Chase though. I like Chase. He's gonna have a big year. Watch.
That's a great pick, Don.
Very high upside, Juwan.
Next up on the clock, that'll be myself. We're in round 7, pick 4 of our free game NFL fantasy draft with friends. Again, thank you for tuning in, checking in with us as we are approaching the kickoff to NFL season. Bucks Cowboys this Thursday, fellas. Let's just throw some predictions out there as I pick in the next 50 seconds. When the NFL starts this Thursday, upcoming Thursday, you taking the defending champs or you taking the boys out of Jerry's world?
Brady gonna get them boys out of there, man.
It's TV. Straight thumb.
Calling the upset. I'm calling the
Touch
upset.
him out.
Calling the upset.
Give me Dak.
What's the going with Dak?
Give me the 3 receivers. Give me Zeke. Yes, sir.
I'm going out on a limb with this pick. I'm going real heavy on these wide receivers, but I'm gonna see what he's gonna do out there with Teddy Bridgewater. I'm gonna go Jerry Jeudy. I'm gonna take a reach. I'm gonna go Jerry Jeudy. My receivers gonna have bye weeks. I'm gonna need somebody in the flex. I'm gonna need somebody out there getting busy. I think Jerry Jeudy can be that if it's Drew Lock or if it's Teddy Bridgewater. I think Jerry Jeudy's ready to take the next step, so I went with Jerry Jeudy. That's like my wide receiver number 5 so far in the free game NFL fantasy draft.
Hey, Damo just texted me saying your wide receiver for nasty.
Yeah, I typically try to get the best wideouts that I can. And fellas, let's just keep hearing it, man. Don, you going with Brady on Thursday? You got some cheddar on Brady on Thursday, my man? Talk to me.
Of course. Who wants some smoke up in here?
Wow. Hey.
Juwan, where you at? Juwan.
He ducking his taco.
Uh-oh, wow. Odell, it looked like you silenced the automated help you had on the other end that most people were accusing you of. You said you had some help, that you had a voice on the other end that wasn't yours.
You're not
He's a joint
saying
running
he has a
back.
burner account, do you?
Yeah, I might have a burner on me, man. KD.
Well, you
He
got the
got Phil
KD
Yates
jersey
over there
behind
with
you,
him.
so.
On Phil Yates podcast.
Miles
Struggling right now.
Gaskin,
These
running
picks.
back
No,
out of
this
Miami. How you feel
Yeah.
about that, Mike? What made you go there?
Fast guy.
Was that just a top of the board type of thing? What made you go with Miles Gaskin out of the Miami Dolphins?
I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't know what the what's it called, the D/ST means. So I just went on the top of the board, man.
Oh, shoot.
So that kind of, I ain't gonna lie to you, that I was just off the top
Man,
of the.
yo, I almost hit him with the Kevin Hart, bro. Hey.
Look,
Hey, just a little tip for Jeremiah. Wait
defense,
until the second to last round and draft your defense.
Yeah, man. That's
Bro,
your
I've been on this
defense and
joint.
special teams.
I've been looking at the desktop and been trying to find that joint for like 10 minutes now, man. Could not find that joint. I was in this joint lost.
Just Googled it, bro.
What'd you tell him, Don? What'd you tell him?
Well,
Don?
Google.
they only showed me teams. They ain't showing me no position. So it's just like,
Yeah, it's the
That's it,
defensive
though.
strategy. Bro.
It's the entire.
but it's like, why didn't it show me an entire team though? That's what I'm like.
That is the entire team, bro.
That team.
Yeah, man. You hit defense / special teams. It should just be the actual team name. You know.
He does.
Hey, bro, I've been having a good drive though.
It's just
bro.
a joke. It's just a joke, man. You ain't gotta.
No, bro, I ain't trying to hear that right now.
I can't wait till I go there
As
with
we
you
talk about defense and special teams, somebody didn't wait to the last round to get defense and special
Wow.
Am I saying this correctly? Fire Pit Poppy with Justin Fields?
Justin Fields.
And then he blew the cigar. Oh
teams.
my.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Wait a minute. Hold
Oh,
on.
my.
Wow. Duh.
The pit is
I
lit.
really don't think. Well, first of all, I think my starting quarterback is going to hold down the season. So I ain't worried about that. But I really do think he is going to take Andy Dalton's spot 3 games in.
3.
And I think he's going to go crazy. I think he's going to be amazing.
That is a rumor I've heard because we played Detroit in week 4 that they would slide in Justin Fields then. I just feel like Nagy's not going to give up on Dalton that quickly because he wants to protect.
He might get fired.
Yeah, you're right.
Nagy sticks to his guns, and they say when he sticks to his guns,
he got 2 games.
But we're gonna talk about the ultimate quarterback at Tom Brady. How many more rings can this man win, Don? I gotta know. You've been rocking with him for almost 20 years, my dog. 20 years you've been rocking with him, making some chat off of him. Regardless if he's with the New England Patriots or if he's with the Tampa Bay Bucks. Tampa Bay. How many more he bring to Tampa Bay?
I don't know about Tampa Bay, but I'll say this: he got probably like about 3 or 4 good more seasons in him.
Oh, okay. I thought you should say 3 or 4 rings. I'm like, dang, man.
I think for sure at least one more.
At least one more? Okay.
He's gonna go to the bowl one more time. He might lose one, but he got one more ring for sure.
How y'all feel about
gotta
that?
get his lick back, man. Mahomes gotta
I
get
say
his lick
this.
back.
Ain't no
I
getting
would
his
agree
lick
with
back,
one more.
man.
I would agree with one more.
No, ain't no getting his lick back, bro.
No getting
If
no
you
lick
pay
back.
attention to the last few years, Tom Brady, and even with Peyton Manning being in the league, bro, if you think about it, if you look back, who beat Tom Brady? As long as Tom Brady in this league, I don't see anybody really beating him in the Super Bowl as much as like getting to the Super Bowl or beating him in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady's just a mastermind. It's the goal. 7 rings in his own league. Like, as long as he in the league, he gonna be running the league. Once he retired, then we can talk about Aaron Rodgers or whoever's the next step up. But ain't no getting your lick back. You don't get your lick back against Tom Brady.
Yeah, dude been doing this for 2 decades, man. It's just time to go ahead and give in to him. And go ahead and give him his flowers, man.
He got the weapons.
And he got the tools.
He don't need to do much. He don't need to do much.
They won a championship and they went
showed you
what,
what he
10 and
could do.
6? They won 10 and 6 last year.
Yep.
Got in as a wild card, right? They didn't win a division. They got in as a wild card because Saints won a division, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they got in as a wild card and won a championship. So Brady can be bored the first 6 to 8 weeks of the season, finish out with this extra game we got this season, make it in with about 10 or 11 wins, and just played perfect 4-game football for the Super Bowl champions again.
I mean, Brady is the greatest of all time. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it at this point.
Yeah.
And when you look
I
at the roster that they brought back from last year, the
Never done before.
that came back, they've got to be, at least one of the 3 favorites to win the league, if not the top, if not number 1.
That's a great point. That roster is scary. I mean, Whitehead on defense. Oh my gosh. That dude is like out there collecting bones, bro. I would be scared as ever if I was coming down.
Bone collector.
Over the past few years, what you say, Maya?
Chevy, wake up, bro.
This is excellent. Free game. So we beat. This is perfect. This is wild.
Oh
kids,
my God.
kids, if you're watching, kids, don't do drugs. This is how you
Sleep on the podcast.
Got hit with a shenanigan.
Legendary. Mr. Jenkins.
He auto picked the rest of the
Woodford.
Paging Dr. Drunk.
Hey, take.
This has been one hell of a night. This has been lots of laughs, lots of bloopers, lots of crazy asinine picks. This is just gonna be a good one, fellas. I appreciate all of y'all coming out. Maybe we should review this next time and see who we think has the top team, and we'll let you guys decide that. Follow us on our Instagram and follow us on TikTok as we'll post some of these results of what these teams look like. We'll also make sure that we have all of the host and our guest Instagram handles lined up on this video as well, so you can follow all of them. Any closing comments, concerns that you would love to share with our fans here, fellas? Any closing comments, concerns as we near the end of this fantasy draft?
I just think we need to rename the podcast to Free Bread because that's what I'm about to get.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Dub, how you feeling, man? You taking a chip home this year?
And I love my squad, man. I feel like I'm built all the way around. So we'll see how I go. Injuries is the big thing, always.
Yeah.
And look, I got a running back who don't care about fantasy. 12 will run out of bounds at the 2-yard line and know the game is over and could care less about your fantasy team.
I think I got the best team.
Simply put, 100 one. You feel like you got the best team.
Straight like that.
Okay, so DeAndre Hopkins, Russell Wilson, and Christian McCaffrey gonna lead the way for you. Okay.
We know how fantasy go. We know injuries and we pray that injuries don't happen. But when they play a part in the game, the masterminds really come in, and we're gonna see who really can.
Yeah, that's y'all problem. Y'all bringing up the word.
Really
supposed to bring up
feeling
the
that.
word. Don't even say it. Don't even say the I word. Don't even say that word.
Mose, how you feeling about your team this year, my man?
My first 4 is Kyler, Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, and Justin Jefferson. I feel pretty darn good right now. There's a lot of filler positions I could just filter in and out throughout the year, but man, I feel solid with that starting 4.
Maya, as we close this out, rookie of the year. Only way for you to really shake the league is for you to win it all and retire. I think that just seemed like that'd be something that's fire. This is your first time into it. How you feel, my man? How you feel about your team?
Yeah, man, I feel like I'm the GOAT already, man. You know, I might as well just put up my jersey and the Raptors, Odell Holmes, man, and you know, just go ahead and give me the pot, give me the championship belt. When I get the championship belt, I'm coming on this joint every time with that joint on my shoulder, like I'm Batista.
Okay.
Like I'm Batista, John Cena.
Okay, world
Y'all
heavyweight
can't tell me
champion.
nothing, man.
Okay.
Every time.
Y'all got to come to the fire pit to see that joint.
And as we close it all out, yeah, man, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown, Mari Cooper, Julio Jones, Jerry Judy. If you need a receiver, holler at me. I got him over here for the low. Come talk to me. I appreciate everybody showing up and tuning in to our free game podcast. Catch us here every week, and we're gonna make it happen for you. Thank you so much for joining us, and everybody have a blessed night. We out.
Blessings. Much love.